ever heard the phrase that one man's trash is another man's treasure? Well, that's exactly what's taking place right here in the Indiana Welcome Center in Highland, Indiana. Let's go take a look. Trash for treasure. I'm here with Rita Mazza, and she's with the Lake County Solid Waste Management District, and she is a environmental educator who's partly or fully responsible for this event here today.
Well, Lake County Solid Waste Management District is really responsible for this today. They came up with the concept 3 years ago that we always talk about recycling. Let's find people who recycle in the arts and pay tribute to them. So this is the third year of having the show From Trash to Treasure.
I think it's dynamic. As a matter of fact, a couple of people looked at me and saw my shirt that I have on and wondered whether this was a recycled shirt as well. But this is one of my favorite shirts here. So can you tell us a little bit about the people that are holding exhibits here in this event?
Sure. There's about 25 artists that are represented here. There's over 70 pieces and all different mediums. You're going to notice a lot of yard art, some fabric art, some jewelry, furniture. I mean, it's a little bit of everything. Installation pieces. You'll notice there's 3 Jaguars in here, and that's an installation piece. So we have a lot of different mediums in here as well. I just put it out there that we want artwork that represents reuse or recycling, and they submit their works to me. A lot of times you'll look at a piece, there's a wonderful lion tamer piece, and you'll think this is a beautiful sculpture. Well, it's made from paper mache, which is made from newspaper. So sometimes you discover really beautiful art and you didn't even think about it being recycled. What I love about it is all ages are welcome. If you bring the kids, and you don't typically bring them to a fine art show, well, we have a hands-on area. We have art projects for the kids to do, things that they can touch and dress up in. So you can bring your kids and put them in the hands-on area and then walk around and look at fine art. So all ages are welcome. And of course it's open, it's free admission here at the Visitor Center, and the Visitor Center is open 7 days a week.
Tell us a little bit about the gains that the 3 R's of recycling have made in the last few years.
Oh my goodness, well the 3 R's of course are reduce, reuse, recycle. Here at the Lake County Solid Waste District we have 5 full-time educators that go out to the schools and have school groups come to them. Our goal 10 years ago was to reduce our waste stream by 50%. Well, we met that goal. So now we're on to better things now that we've met the goal of reducing our waste stream. We're always looking for ways to get into the community and to educate them. And one of the ways here is by using fine art to pay tribute to the arts through recycling.
Another artist is David Brown from Munster, Indiana, and he's got quite an unusual display here. A few Jaguars are here inside the Indiana Welcome Center. Tell us a little bit about those.
They represent a certain character that we all carry with us. It's all about your individual motive, your passion, even this interaction, meeting you meeting me. What do we take away from this? Basically, that's the core of what the piece is about.
Okay, so what are the Jaguars taken from each other?
They each represent a different facet. One of them represents, let's say, for instance, the continuum, our position in time. We live right now, but there are certain things that are similar to all interactions throughout history. Another one might be about your passion. What drives you to do what you do? What motivates you to keep going, and what do you do to get to that goal?
Most artists are able to just pack their artwork in a handbag of some sort and carry it along with them. But you, on the other hand, needed 3 tow trucks, it looks like.
Yes, we had a lot of help from a lot of the people that participated in the show.
Another artist here is Shin, and his displays a little bit unusual. Can you describe those for us?
Yes, the work that I'm doing is on glass, and recently I started experimenting with glass and plexiglass also. These pieces, I call them Lemonnier. They're involving fusing the art within the 2 pieces of glass. I'm getting a very good response on them.
So instead of just throwing the glass away and putting it in a landfill or something, you decided to make something wonderful and beautiful out of them.
Absolutely. Also, the way I framed it, it's very important. I want the artwork to float and not be sort of stuck to the wall. It's very translucent artwork. It's a new work that I just invented it myself.
Yeah, and is that your goal as an artist, to try and tap into the human mood, emotion?
Absolutely. I thrive in that.
I'm here with another artist, Laird Hartley. And he's from Steger, Illinois. And Laird, tell us a little bit about your display and how you came up with the idea.
Well, basically, I was encouraged by a lady at the Steeple Gallery. I've done some prior work in the metalworks area, and I just started to establish myself. And she encouraged me to, be on the scene with Rita and her crew. And I was really in for it because of the recyclization aspect. The materials that I was grabbing from before come from a junkyard. I figured, hey, this fits right in. So I kind of like went with that schema, and I tried a few different things, and came up with, a couple of rather interesting pieces here. This is supposed to show the difference between, our environment and, the natural environment and the mechanical, technical world. And I think it shows a pretty good similarity of what I'm trying to explain here is that the juxtaposition between the two, juxtaposition, if you were, and kind of a play on words, but I don't know, there's a couple other pieces around and about.
One last question. What are the materials made out of that you deal with?
Well, basically, these are recycled materials, coil springs that are cut-offs and end pieces that are run-outs, sheet metal that's been, thrown into the junkyard as scrap, ductwork that's been pulled down out of buildings, mesh, and all the other wires and other sorts of paraphernalia that you find in a junkyard, typically metal items. That's what I'm working in right now. The welder kind of helps a little bit.
So instead of being in the scrapyard, they're instead on display here at the Indiana Welcome Center. You got to come on down, meet Laird, and check out some of his wonderful displays. We're here with an old friend of ours, Sherry Lemonnier from Munster, Indiana.
How you doing?
You got to tell us what your display is all about.
These are some pieces I've done on top of ceramic Easter eggs, and this is done with an ancient technique called buon fresco. And this one is called Sprouts. It's a series of 3 sprouting pieces. And then over in the corner, I've got some that were done on top of ceramic Christmas trees. And so that's the recycling part for Trash to Treasure. So frescoes on top of holiday items.
Now, the theme of your displays here are basically recyclable.
Well, the whole Trash to Treasure show is about reusing old materials into art forms.
And yours specifically are?
Easter eggs and Christmas trees.
All right. And did you hold those Easter eggs from Easter? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I did.
Well, that's wonderful. That's true dedication, of course.
Yeah, well, the artist always has to look for new ways to create their work since we can't always afford the expensive things. We're always looking at objects in different ways than the everyday person would.
What kind of inspiration would you give people out there who are thinking about maybe creating some sort of artwork out of materials that are laying around their home?
Well, it's kind of hard to tell you. Don't throw anything away. Look at it twice and say, now what could I make out of that?
We say that you really aren't a part of the recycling unless you're buying things that are recycled. And here's a perfect opportunity right here with all this art. All this art is for sale. These artists we don't take any commission out of them. This is a way to promote local artists as well as promote the whole concept of recycling.
One more time, the times and the dates that this will be taking place?
The show is running from July 24th through September 2nd. The exhibit is open 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday, I suppose. The building closes at 7 o'clock. So you want to get here before 7 o'clock to see the show. Another part is that when you come in, you can pick your favorite piece and vote for it. The art piece that gets the most votes at the end of the run, the artist receives $500. So you get to vote, you get to support the arts, you get to support your favorite artists.
And we're here again in Highland, Indiana at the Indiana Welcome Center, right off 8094, the Interexchange on Kennedy Avenue. We'll be back with more of Around the Region.